Violence against women and girls is any act of gender-based violence that results in physical, sexual, or mental harm or suffering to women, including threats of such acts, coercion, or arbitrary deprivation of liberty, whether occurring in public or private life.
Gender-based violence can be physical, can be physical beating, can be psychological, it can be emotional. It can, it's almost in, when you talk about the gender-based violence, it takes all and it cuts across.
It also affects families. When there's instability, then the families generally lose. Families where there's harmony and discussions can be done peacefully often prosper more than other families. And of course, it affects the wider community.
Most of the violence that women experience is physical, where they're of course beaten. The other is about economical violence, where they are denied the opportunity to own property and land, and also to have income.
Gender-based violence does not mean that it's only women who are victims. Even men can be victims of gender-based violence. But in this case, women are the focus because they have been marginalized for quite a long time.
There are many players currently involved in the fight against violence against women and girls. In Uganda, security institutions are at the forefront of this crusade. With support from the justice, law and order sector, the Uganda Police Force has established child and family protection units to deal with cases relating to the family and to children, including violence against women and girls. The Uganda Prison Service is leading efforts in the rehabilitation of offenders convicted of crimes related to violence against women and girls. The award-winning and highly acclaimed Rehabilitation and Corrections Program is credited with huge strides made in social rehabilitation and reintegration of offenders into society as law-abiding citizens.
Amanya gange bampita Justina Nancha. Eyali omusibe eruzira okumala emyaka 25 nga bansalira n'ogwokufa. Ekkomera naliyigiramu ebintu bingi nnyo, nayigiramu ebyemikono, nayigiramu counseling, nayigiramu obusuubuzi n'ebyobusuubuzi babitusomesanga mu Luzira era gitovola banze ndi wano ndi ku business yange. Nebaza Katonda lwa prison yanfuula omuntu. Prison siyinza kugyerabira kubanga prison najjamu amagezi ate nfudde omukyalo ow'ekitiibwa mu kitundu mwembeera.
Then the majority of these inmates come in because of unemployment issues. Now, when we skill them into these through these vocational programs and retool them, then they get empowered that upon release they are able to fend for themselves and become beneficial to society. And that's why we take it as a cardinal factor in our day-to-day life to ensure that our inmates are transformed into better citizens.
For example, the Directorate of Women Affairs, which I head, its purpose is to make sure that women are protected. Women inside, the female combatants, and the civilian staff we work with, the women in the community. That's our task, to make sure that women are protected against any abuse.
The UPDF provides training to its officers and the militants on matters of sexual gender-based violence, their causes, the repercussions, and how officers are supposed to behave. Then the UPDF also trains the spouses on economic empowerment. Meetings are held with the spouses to ask them what are their challenges. Even up the level of the division commander, the division commander can call for a meeting of only spouses so that the spouses can air out their views of how they are being treated by their partners.
Over the years, Uganda has deployed troops in several missions like Liberia and Somalia, military observers in countries such as South Sudan, Darfur, and Ivory Coast, among others. This has placed the UPDF in a unique position to play a pivotal role in the fight against gender-based violence on the international stage.
Wherever we go, what we do first is to get the people on our side. Let the people know us. Let us do what the people want.
These experiences, shared by survivors and victims of gender-based violence, showcase the role of security institutions and the impact of justice sector collaboration, but also bring to the fore the grim realities of women and girls who face violence in their homes, workplaces, and communities.
One day, I found a woman seated here at our gate. One morning, I think it's like 8 months ago, she was 72 years old. She had been married for 50 years. And her husband, I would say, lied to her and got her sign her house to be mortgaged. The husband had no intention whatsoever to pay that loan, because he got that money, went and bought a new house where he moved with the younger woman. This woman was 72 years old. And he didn't pay. So he kept telling the wife, oh, the business is not going well. Finally, he never paid a shilling. I think the bank needed something more than 300 million. He said, oh, I'm sorry, I'm broke. If you can pay, please pay. Every human being, regardless of who they are, man, woman, girl, boy, someone with disability, they all have to be treated fairly. We must strive to uphold their dignity. The dignity of a person is a standard. And it's these government security agencies that can make sure that this happens.
I want to thank everybody who's fighting the gender-based violence against women and children. It's terrible, but there's a war. There's a fight going on all over. So I want to thank everybody the world over. I want to thank the IGP, my director of CID, our partners, the world who are fighting for the women to have a better world to live in.
Nange police mbebaza olw'okunsiba, kubanga singa temwansiba ebisinga sandibitegedde. Naye nebaza Katonda okunsiba kwammwe, okubonaabona kwange kwangasa.
And I encourage others out there, when you get people who have been in prison and they have those skills, please don't shun them away. Don't say these are ex-prisoners. No, the reason they come in is to be corrected. And once they are there, they are corrected. Please give them jobs. Encourage them, support them so that they can live a better life.
We like interacting with the civilian population because as an institution, we are subject to the civil authorities. We believe that if we can coordinate more and work more with the civilian population in this fight against gender-based violence, we believe we can also make a contribution to end or combat the gender-based violence issues.
Child and family protection officers have been established all over the country where they exist. We are there for you, and we are very patient to listen and to get to the root of the matter in order for us to protect the rights of the woman, the rights of the girl, inclusive the rights of the family at large. That's why we are here. Call on us and we shall be there for you. Thank you so much.
Going forward, there is a resounding clarion call for stakeholders to take all measures necessary to prevent gender-based violence. Together, we can break the silence that surrounds violence against women and girls through networking, dialoguing, and sharing information and strategies as a priority and effective strategy. Together, we can make a difference. Will you heed the call?